Welcome to the Nitpicking Nerds, Commander Tune-Ups number 16. I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, BZ, and today we're going to be tuning up a user-submitted deck today. What do you think?
Do you think we should do it today?
We should do it right now.
All right, wow.
Okay. How do you submit a deck? That's real easy. You just go to Tapped Out, get your deck, post it in the comments, and subscribe.
That's simple. That's simple. If you like this video, you can hit that like button, hit the subscribe button.
There's a lot of buttons. Play around with the buttons.
If you go down below, there's a button for commenting, I believe.
We have a Patreon button, actually. It takes you to it's just a link. It takes you to Patreon, and then there's a button where if you want to become a patron, you can do so, and you'll get perks.
Yep. Today's deck was submitted by FunkDoctor, a.k.a. Dr. Funk, a.k.a. the Doctor of Funk.
A.k.a. the Doctor is in.
Yes.
Hashtag Doctor of Funk.
A.k.a. take two of these and call me in the morning.
Yes. Okay. What did he want from us?
He wanted us to take his Marath, Will of the Wild deck, and it's a token-themed deck, and he wanted us to tune it up under $200 in budget.
Well, I'm pretty sure, knowing our track record, we nailed it.
We have only gone over one time ever.
It's true.
So why don't you go ahead and read Marath, Will of the Wild?
I'd love to. This is an oldie in terms of Commander product. He is red, green, white for a 0/0. Legendary creature, elemental beast. Marath, Will of the Wild enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. Pay X. Remove X +1/+1 counters from Marath. Choose one. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature, or he deals X damage to target creature or player, or put an XX green elemental creature token onto the battlefield. And this was errata to be X can't be 0.
Yep.
Because that's dumb.
Because if X is 0, you can make infinite death triggers.
0 beasts.
Yes.
0/0 beasts.
Yeah, so that's no fun. So we're going along the lines of the token theme here, but he also is a counters commander.
Yes.
And he can do a lot of cool things. Let's talk about some of the cards that work well with our commander, Marath.
Why don't you read the first one?
Well,
First batch.
Well, here's the set. We have Anointed Possession, Parallel Lives, Doubling Season. Anointed Possession and Parallel Lives, I believe, have the exact same wording.
One of them costs a white, and one of them costs a green.
Yes,
okay?
but I believe they're the exact same card. And then instead of reading the card, when you make tokens, you make double the amount of tokens.
Yep.
It's just easier to say it that way than reading what the card says.
And Doubling Season is the same thing, except you get double counters, too.
Yes.
Turns out we can do both. So there's this returning theme where your commander gains pay 1 mana, put a +1 counter on this creature.
Yep. Doubling Season does that. So Doubling Season makes it so you pay 1 mana, target him because he's worded wrong.
He can target himself.
Yeah, I think he's worded. I think
that was just a mess.
This card is a really sloppy wording.
Yeah.
It's so sloppy. So you pay 1 mana, you put it into him. He puts a counter. He puts 2 counters on himself because of Doubling Season, so on and so forth. Making double tokens, pay whatever amount of mana, get 2 of those guys.
Pay 1 mana, get 2 1/1s.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Obviously, with the theme of tokens, these cards are not just going to work here with your commander, but they're also going to work with
every other card in the entire deck.
Pretty much every other card in the entire deck.
Right.
And the other card in this deck that really works well with your commander is Mentor of the Meek. Mm-hmm. You end up paying 2 mana and drawing a card. Mentor of the Meek is 2 white, 2/2. Whenever a creature of power 2 or less enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 if you do draw a card.
Well, under your control.
Under your control.
Jeez.
Sorry for not.
Synergizes with tokens. Synergizes with Marath. Moving on. All right. We're trying to go wide.
This is
a tokens deck. And this first one is a little contentious between the nerds, I would say.
This is
we're both on board with it in this deck.
This is a card that BZ would cut from every deck in existence.
Joe's grounding me. He's grounding me in reality.
I had to push back to get this card back in the deck because we originally cut it.
It should be in the deck.
Just read it. Avenger of Zendikar. Avenger of Zendikar. 5. Green. 4. A creature elemental. 5/5. When an Avenger of Zendikar enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant token for each land you control. Landfall. So whenever a land enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each plant you control.
Under your control. It's not just whenever a land enters the battlefield.
Okay, under your control. Sorry. I'm sorry for not saying under your control.
It makes a bunch of dudes. That's just what you want. And in this deck, there actually are ways to give it haste.
Yep.
So I don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like it.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of the card, but in this deck, you'll see later, we have a lot of ways to pump up these tokens. Even if, say you play Avenger, and they kill the Avenger, and you just have a bunch of O1s, you will be able to use those O1s.
That's why I like it. Like, the floor is, I just have a bunch of stupid plants. But okay, we can actually use the stupid plants.
Yeah.
Or even the enters triggers from the plants on some other stuff.
Yeah, a lot of decks can't even use the plants. Like, they'll just be like, oh, well, my Avenger dies, and I didn't get
have
anything.
Greater Huff in there. That's enough, right? No.
BZ hates Avenger. There's also, it really fits in this deck. There's 7 fetch lands. We have
We didn't even put them in. There's just 7.
Oh, a very good mana base coming in.
3 thumbs
great,
up.
Great job, Dr. Funk. Great job. But also, random thing, there's 6 regular fetches, which is super expensive. And, well, the other one's Cross and Verge. I just wanted to mention that. Because
I love Cross and Verge so much.
You can get a lot of triggers of a Cross and Verge.
Really can. All right, now we've got 2, like, each upkeep token maker, like, powerhouses.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you read the first one?
I'll read the first one. Tendershoot Dryad. Recent, I think it's Rivals of Ixalan special.
Mm-hmm.
4 and a green for a 2/2. With Ascend. It is a Dryad. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. But we're not even done. As long as you have the city's blessing, saplings you control get +2/+2. So that's always. So you're just making 3/3s. Make a 3/3 every turn.
It'd be weird if you didn't have it. Let's think of it this way.
It helps you get it.
Say you've played nothing. You're on turn 5.
Yeah.
You've played this. You're up to 6 permanents.
7, 8, 9, 10. When you untap, you get it. You can't not have it.
Yeah, exactly. It just works perfectly.
It's not expensive. If it gets killed, it's like, okay, whatever. I got a couple saplings out of it.
Yep. And again, this deck, if you say you get 2 saplings out of it, those aren't going to go to waste in a deck like this.
So, one thing I think a play pattern with this deck is going to be like, you have these powerful creatures that just poop out tokens all the time. You just play like 2 of them, and now you're not scared of a board wipe. You're just like, okay, I'm going to have like 10 tokens when I untap, or you're going to wipe the board and kill 2 of my creatures.
Yeah.
Only 2 cards were lost. It's great.
Yeah, you're not going to get blown out a ton.
Unless you overextend with a bunch of these creatures, but don't do that.
We can also explain, another thing we can mention here that is worth mentioning is there was a lot of protection because I think the deck, the way it was built before, was really scared of board wipes. Mm-hmm. And you're just not as scared anymore. There's still a few protection spells. We'll talk about those later.
But now we have like instant speed token armies. We got creatures that don't care. They make an army by themselves.
Yeah, it's like these. And then let's talk about the second one. The creatures that make an army by themselves. Let's talk about our second one. We have Dragonroodmother. Mana intensive goddess here.
I think the only card with this mana cost.
Yeah, I agree. 2. Red. Green. Dragon, 4/4 flying. At the beginning of each upkeep, you get a 1/1 red. Is it green? And green. Wow.
Crazy.
Oh, crazy. Red and green dragon with Devour 2. Yes.
And flying.
Because dragons always have flying.
I mean, even when they're coming out of the egg, they can still fly.
Oh, yeah, right away. And they can immediately eat their little brother.
Yeah, talk about 3/3s. You make 1. Then each one could be a 3/3 if you want to just keep the same token. But flying tokens? This card's awesome.
In a go-around, you can untap it with 3, basically. Well, not untap. Or with 2 3/3s.
2 3/3s.
Get a 1/1, eat it. Get a 1/1, eat it.
Every other upkeep, you can make a 3/3. If you have other tokens lying around, like saplings you don't need, just make 5/5s.
Yeah.
Now they're bigger than the dragon.
Maybe you got some extra plants.
Yeah. You have stupid plants laying around, turn them into 5/5s, turn them into 7/7s.
Yeah. And again, like we said, this deck's making a lot of tokens. We're going wide, and you're going to be able to use these tokens. Even if they're 1/1 flyers, they will be useful in this deck.
They're already useful. This is a way to use tokens.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Instant speed armies, we mentioned. What do we got next?
We got 2 cards. Let's start with March of the Multitudes. March of the Multitudes is X, green, white, instant speed. It has Convoke. Create X 1/1 lifelink tokens. I don't know what they are.
Soldiers.
They're soldiers.
Okay. So they could be any race.
Yeah. That's always so weird. I guess it makes sense. Like they're bringing an army together.
And in Celestia, there's this all bunch of different stuff going on.
Also, this will be zoomed in. Don't worry. Fill the Fip appearance on this guy.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, you'll see it.
I'll make sure you guys see Fill the Fip.
Or if you haven't seen it, where have you been? Secure the Wastes. The other one. X white, create X 1/1 white warriors. That was way easier to read than yours.
Yeah.
Doesn't have Convoke. March of the Multitudes is better. But Secure is still pretty good.
Oh my god. March of the Multitudes can just double your army.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have 10 tokens, you're going to make at least 10 tokens.
Yeah, you're going to make... If you just have 10 tokens, you're going to make 7 more.
Yeah.
At an end of turn.
Yeah, that's if you're tapped out.
Mm-hmm. And it's like if they board wipe you, you're like, okay, I'm sad, but I left open mana on end of Joe's turn, make 10 dudes. Mm-hmm. Now I want to have 10 dudes and I can pump them, I can overrun something.
Obviously, we
got ways to take advantage of that. Don't you worry.
Ooh, let's talk about our next things. We got a package of Planeswalkers. Now,
they're not friends, but they are super.
Another thing about Planeswalkers, actually, one of these characters killed the other character.
Oh.
They're not friends at all.
Ooh, awkward.
So we have Elspeth, Gideon, and Xenagos. We have Elspeth, Sun's Champion.
Xenagos the Reveler.
And Gideon, ally of Zendikar. We'll have them up on screen. We'll highlight their token making abilities. Elspeth plus make 3/1/1.
3.
Yes. 3/1/1 white soldiers.
Xenagos makes a 2/2 with haste, which is relevant. And Gideon makes 2/2s. Gideon can just emblem your team. I love Xenagos' Gaia's Cradle ability. And Elspeth's minus is a board wipe.
Yeah. And
they're all both of the abilities are all good.
Yes. And I'm not a huge fan overall of Planeswalkers in EDH because it is really hard to untap. But
We really are.
You can really pay off these ones right away.
Xenagos can cost nothing. Gideon can just emblem your team forever. That is really powerful. Costing nothing is pretty powerful with Gaia's Cradle. And wiping the board is okay, I don't care if my Planeswalker dies.
Elspeth is one. Elspeth, I like Avenger Zendikar to me. I think it's overplayed.
Yeah,
I don't think...
I get 3 guys, they can never attack it. It's what if they have a flyer?
What if they have a flyer? What if your opponents have 5 creatures, which is...
They don't need to care about it for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, all these ultimate right away with doubling season.
Yes.
The dream is to go -4 on Gideon and then -4 the next turn because he comes in with 8.
I never look at that. So you basically make an Elspeth emblem.
Yeah, but they don't have flying.
Yeah. What does Xenagos do when he ults?
Oh god, it's look at the top 7 cards. You can get creatures or lands. It's nothing.
Okay.
I wouldn't even use it in this deck.
Okay,
that would just make
that's
mana.
fair. So I mean, his Gaia Cradle's ability is pretty good.
But if you need to draw cards and you don't want to have a Xenagos anymore, just -6 your Xenagos.
That's fair.
All right.
Oh,
last one. It's a board wipe.
Hold on 1 second. We forgot to mention. We said one of the characters killed the other one. If you don't know Magic lore,
yeah.
Elspeth killed Xenagos, and then MacLeod killed Elspeth.
Yes.
So that's what happened.
MacLeod's not in this deck. He wasn't invited.
He wasn't invited, even though
he's okay.
He makes tokens. He's okay.
I know the replacement for him, but anyway, why don't you read the next one?
We have Erease Perdition. 5 green.
GGG.
For each creature your opponent controls, create a 4/4 beast. It fights each one of those creatures.
Yeah, each beast fights a different one of those creatures.
Yeah, it's weird.
Everything with power toughness 3/3 or less is dead. Anything with toughness 3 or less is just dead. 4 or less is dead.
Yes, but anything that's 3 or less, you will also get to keep the beast.
God forbid you have any sort of pump out, like a Gideon emblem. Now they're 5/5s? Alright. No one's going to ever expect this next one. We're in a tokens deck. We want to have a little disruption. But FunkDoctor has correctly assessed the greatest card in all of humanity.
In all of Boros.
And has put a Sunforger package in the deck. So we expanded it and made it even more awesomer.
Awesomer.
Yeah. It's great. I'm going to read Sunforger.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to want you to think about this. Sunforger, being an equipment like this, a lot of times you don't want to put it on big creatures. So you want to put it on these little weak guys. So if
we don't have any weak guys, though. Oh, wait. It's a token deck.
Yeah. So they're expendable. You've always want to put your Sunforger on the expendable creature.
Yeah, don't ever give them a reason to remove that creature.
Yeah, exactly. It's you don't want to put it on your Sun Titan. It's okay, I'll kill that Sun Titan right away.
And now Sun Titan's dead.
It's all right, I'll pay
3 mana?
Yeah, I'll pay my 3 mana, put it on my guy, and then they're like, well, in response, I'll kill it. It's a good guy. It's I'll put it on my sapling.
It's okay.
I'll shock it.
They have it all. Electrolyze. Boom.
I mean, you got us.
Sunforger. 3 mana for an artifact. Equipment. Equipped creature gets +4/+0. Equip 3. And then once it's equipped, you pay red and a white and unattach it. Search your library for a red or white instant card. Not just instants. With converted mana cost 4 or less, and cast it without paying its mana cost. Then shuffle your library. That's really strong. There's so many disruptive things, aggressive things, removal. Just get it out. When you equip, you're holding up every instant in your deck.
You know
That's annoying.
You know how good this card is? So good. We did a whole episode of Commander Quickies on it, and you can go check that out for an in-depth analysis.
We'll have the link available to you.
Yes. First card.
Partners in Crime.
Yep. Mistveil Plains. It is a land. I know. Weird. A land?
Pretty low cost to put a land in your deck.
A land that works with an equipment. Now that's a strange interaction.
It's a Plains, while not being a basic Plains.
Yes.
Enters tapped, pay white, and tap it. Put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. Activate this ability only if you control 2 or more white permanents. We're playing tokens, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that's not a problem. Once you cast the card with Sunforger, if you like it a lot, you can just put it on the bottom of your deck and then cast it again.
Yeah. Sunforger
There's some brutal things you can do. I mean, we're going to go over some of the best ones, but definitely check out the deck list in the description to see, there's 15. It's annoying.
Is it 15? Yeah, it's I think it's 13.
There's
is
15
the total.
instants, but there's 12 Sunforger cards.
Yeah, 12 Sunforger cards. It's really good. So we have Artifact and or Mutation, which are both so good in this deck.
Yeah, they're medium 1-for-1 removal spells, but perfect to grab with Sunforger if there's not an Omniscience, but I don't know, something random, like a Worm Coil Engine or whatever. It's I'll blow it up, make 6 dudes.
Yeah.
I just want the dudes at that point. I don't even care about the random threat.
Well, what they do is Aura Mutation destroys target enchantment. You get X 1/1 saplings equal to its converted mana cost, and same for artifacts on Artifact Mutation. They're both can make just make your tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Removal.
Cool.
Some void targets. It's just
they fit in every category.
Yeah, they really check the box in this deck, because this is not a card I would put in a lot of decks personally.
I don't like things that say enchantment or artifact only.
Yeah.
Unless it's Ancient Grudge.
Usually we want it to do both. So we even have Crush Contraband,
which is that makes up for your lack of 2-for-1s. In case you wanted a 2-for-1.
Yeah, Crush Contraband, sweet.
All right, Fairies Protection. I don't think we need to read it. It's Commander's staple.
Yeah, at this point,
it's perfect with Sunforger. You're gonna love it.
One of the best things about this in particular is it's a weird wording. Basically, your things go away, but they don't. So tokens don't die.
I saw somebody at the LGS yesterday.
Yeah.
They said they didn't like Fairies Protection because it felt like they were only casting it when they're losing. Yep. But when you're casting it when you're losing, you're no longer losing.
Also, I do not feel that to be true at all.
It saves your board from a board wipe. It can stop you from losing to some sort of infinite damage combo or storm or a lethal attack. And then you get to untap.
I don't agree with that statement. I feel
it's weird.
Fairies Protection is a really strong card to cast when you're ahead.
Yeah, it's just,
if you have the most dominating board state and someone is attempting to answer it, Fairies Protection is an amazing answer.
Even if you you can even go okay, we're doing 100 power. I'll do Fairies Protection on my turn. All right. Well, I hope you guys have instants.
Yeah, Fairies Protection is an amazing card. It's
really, really good.
It does everything you want it to do.
Slices, dices, wins you the game.
A smaller version of Fairies Protection in this deck is Boros Charm.
I thought you were segueing to the next card.
Not true. Not true. No.
Boros Charm, mini Fairies Protection, and now we can move on to the worst card in the deck.
I don't think it's the worst card in the deck. I really don't.
The Gourmet Stinker.
I disagree.
It's okay.
You don't like making big tokens, which is why this deck originally had made a lot of bigger tokens.
Mm-hmm. There was Armada Worm.
Made some dinosaurs. Regisaur Alpha we removed.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But one card that stayed in, or I think it stayed in.
No.
So one card that we added, because we're amazing, is Advent of the Worm. 1 green, white, making it a white instant with mana cost 4 or less. Create a 5/5 green worm creature token with trample.
I think the fact this card, what gave BZ the boost to put it in was that it does get got with some Forger.
Yeah, I don't like 4 mana 5/5s, but it has instant speed stapled onto it. So it's a little better than that. It's got trample, it can ambush a thing. It was a toss up between this and Benevolent Offering. This is probably cooler.
This is proactive.
Yeah, Benevolent Offering's proactive too, but this is just a bigger thing.
That's fair, yeah.
You can make 2 of them quite often, I'd say. And then once you made 4 mana for 10 power, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. This card, sweet.
It also mentions our favorite legendary creature, Matt Celestia.
That's one of my favorite jokes.
Oh, it's great. We love creatures with normal names when you misread it, and Matt Celestia is like tier 1. Tier 1.
Like Enthralling Victor.
Yes, Enthralling Victor.
It is me. Enthralling Victor.
Sarah, Angel. It's just a good activity to try. Try it at home.
They are really funny. I do enjoy them.
All right. We got to win the game, though. Let's get back to reality.
Yep, we really do have to. Every deck needs to win the game.
Every single deck. That's why it's in every single video.
This is one of my... This is one of the first like decks where it's not like... There's not many infinite combos.
But...
It's not such a combo deck.
I think we have a Gourmet Bagel on our hands.
Oh, I think it's Gourmet Bagel.
Gourmet Bagel, meaning, for those new to the channel, this is the best card in the deck. Every other card is like your bread and your butter, and you're going to love it. This is the Gourmet Bagel. This is a bagel with a bunch of stuff on it that cost you like $10, and you feel bad about buying it after because it wasn't that tasty, but the card's amazing. It's not a perfect analogy, but this is the best card in the deck, is what we're saying.
It's definitely not a good analogy. It's like a $2 card.
It's not always budgetary. It's just the best card in the deck, okay? Just stay with me. Ashtons Altar. 3 colorless for an artifact. Sacrifice a creature, add to your mana pool, meaning 2 colorless mana.
What?
I don't know. There's no word for that.
Wingding.
Wingding? That sounds like I'm an old person.
You are an old person at heart.
What are these wingdings? Like, okay. This card's amazing. You have expendable tokens, like we said. This is the way to use them. Just turn them into 2 mana for Marath.
Well, why don't we talk about the cool combo with it, though?
Let's talk about the cool combo. There's multiple combos. We've limited them to ones that include like less than 4 cards. This is a critical mass. Like, I have this many things in play. Oh, I can make infinite. You know those people that you hate? They're like, actually, I think I'm going infinite, guys. Like, this is going to be you.
It's going to be you. So what you can do is Alter Doubling Season Marath will win you the game because if you have 1 mana open.
Yeah, if you can use any mana.
So what you do is you pay 1 mana, make 2 tokens, make 4 mana. Then from there he can start putting counters on himself, and you can continually just build. And then so you'll be able to make infinite creatures, or eternally you make infinite mana,
which means you can put infinite counters on Marath, which means you can fireball everybody for infinite.
Yes.
Why does he fireball? He just does it all, man.
He's a sweet commander.
Speaking of does it all, if the all you're looking for is destroy your opponents right now, Crater Huff Behemoth, 5 GGG for a 5/5 haste. When it enters, creatures you control get trample and +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. X has tokens. If you have 6 creatures, you're going to kill somebody.
This card's insane.
This card is ridiculous. It's you know what it is. It's commander staple for a reason.
Is this card up to $30?
Yeah, it recently spiked, so if you didn't pick them up, I'm sorry.
Crater Huff is insane.
It's just so good. All right, let's move on.
I'm getting to the point. Talking of Crater Huff and a couple other cards, EDH is getting really expensive. It's hitting It's getting to a point of like annoyance for me.
Staples are going up.
Staples are becoming insane. Like Expropriate being $56, Crater Huff being $30. Anything that's like these staples, like you said, are really spiking in price.
Mana Vault or Mana Crypt is $160.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was $60, and even that is like, okay, maybe I'll pick one up. But like, what if it tripled? Nah, I don't want it anymore.
All right. Well, that was a little tangent there. On to the next card. Calfires Crusade. 3 white for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
When you make 6 creatures, there's 6 triggers, and they're all 7/7s.
Yep.
That's so good. This is what your end step March of the Multitudes can do. Like, okay, I'll make 6 dudes. They're 7/7s. I'll kill somebody. I'll gain like 50 life.
Also, just this card alone in Marath, pay 1, make it get a 1/1 with a +1/+1 counter. Marath gets the counter back.
Marath gets refunded.
Yeah. This also goes infinite.
Right. That's why we didn't mention like a million things, because there's a million things.
It's all going, but it's all Ashtons Altar.
Yeah, it's just the altar being insane. Lastly, we want to give our creatures haste, like we mentioned earlier, in case we make a bunch of dudes, or we somehow untap with like Calfires Crusade. Well, now if we can give our dudes haste, it doesn't matter. We don't have to wait. We got Fires of Z Amaya, 1 green/red for a creature you control of haste, and you can sack it to give a creature +2/+2. That's whatever. It might come in handy. Hammer of Peripherals, 1 red/red for a legendary enchantment artifact. Creatures you control have haste. Pay 2 and a red, tap it, sacrifice a land, make a 3/3 golem. So that's more relevant.
I mean, it's relevant, but
still pretty niche.
You're also probably not doing it.
Right. But if you like have Anointed Procession and like no creatures, end step, I'll turn a land into 2 3/3s.
Yeah. I'm not saying you will never do it. I'm saying you just won't do it too often. They're both just there to give your creatures haste. We were talking about like having boots in this deck, but it's like you don't want to just give one creature haste. You want to give your team haste. for the potential.
Only one more mana.
Because if you have something like an Elspeth on board, which is possible, and you just are able to just make 6 or 7 tokens, there you want them to attack.
Just use them right away. Just completely stomp somebody.
Yeah, that's very.
That's how you protect against board wipes. You just kill them first.
Yeah, you're going in before. Obviously, you know what haste does.
Yeah.
You understand what haste does. You understand the advantages of haste. That's why we have 2 enchantments to give everything haste.
Everybody.
I don't know why I did this.
And not like Concordant Crossroads, because we're not a combo deck, so we can't really take advantage before our opponent's creatures have haste and hurt us.
Yeah, Concordant Crossroads is not a card you want in this deck.
Mm-hmm. More of an elf card.
Mm-hmm. There's other decks that want it. If you're playing some sort of like...
I know, yeah, like Voltron.
Voltron deck, yeah.
Okay, conclusion time. Price of editions, $200 budget if you remember. $127.58.
Damn, we are good.
We are good.
Damn.
Darn.
We are good.
We are good. Original average CMC, 3.65. It is now 3.33. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit, marginally less to cast your average card.
33 total changes, which is kind of high.
33% of the deck.
The only reason that I'm saying it's high, because like 33 is kind of, it's near average, but what really is making it, we didn't really touch too many lands. And usually we touch more lands.
We used to do like 6 or 7 lands. We didn't have to, though. We added Gaffney Township was the main one.
Yeah. Oh, I felt like that
card's so good.
In this deck, remember, what if you have a bunch of those plant tokens?
Oh,
well, let's just put the counters on them.
Changed Path to Exile to Swords to Plowshares. I personally don't like Path to Exile. Joe likes it. We're in disagreement. But Swords is definitely better.
But
the first one should be Swords.
Yeah, well, I agree 100% with that. I do like Path to Exile in EDH. I like Swords more. I feel like Swords goes in first because Swords is the better card.
I personally don't like giving away land. We added ramp spells, Farseek, and Nature's Lore instead of the talismans. You don't need artifact ramp. You don't want to have your ramp get destroyed too.
The only deck that I've ever played green and artifact ramp, besides Soul Ring, because Soul Ring's like in every deck, obviously, or Minor Crypt. Those two don't really count. But other than that, I played in a Paradox Engine go off deck.
Okay.
In Maelstrom Wonder. Like that's the only time
sure.
That's the only time I'm putting like a Signet in. Is because I'm also going to go off a Paradox Engine.
Yep. Added Elishnorn, strong finisher. Cut Tristanis, we don't need to populate, we don't need life, and we don't need 2/1/1s.
And we don't need to get our creatures back in end of turn.
We cut Armada Worm, like we said, Regisaur Alpha. They're just big dudes. It's not really abusable.
There's only one populate effect in the whole deck, so you're not really making 2.
What else? What else we got?
We got Sandworm Convergence.
I love that card, but I'm never going to play it.
There's 2 things about this card that I think about. It costs 8 mana to get 1 worm usually.
And 1 more mana. For 1 more mana, you can basically just win in most decks. Mm-hmm. Like 9 is usually the critical mass, like you win the game. And also Craterhoof is 8 mana.
Yeah. The thing is, this card is good. Don't get me wrong.
It's fine. At
8 mana, this is such a slow threat that everybody's going to answer it away.
Yeah. It's got the perfect, we can't attack you, so we can't just pretend like that's not there. Mm-hmm. The deck I would play this in is the deck that gets an advantage from casting enchantments and the deck that can bring enchantments back. Or cheat enchantments in play. Because it's so expensive that it's going to feel bad every time unless you're drawing 2 cards or getting it back for free.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I agree. I'm not a big fan of the card.
It's cool.
Other than the deck
stuff.
Other than the deck, like what you were just saying, I don't know. I've never really thought to play this card in EDH.
Mm-hmm. Rishkar's Expertise, not usually a card we cut, but we cut it because there's no big guys.
I'm a big fan of Rishkar's Expertise overall.
It's so good.
I think
if you haven't played it in Go Tall decks, whew.
It's a very good EDH card, and I honestly really enjoy it. But we're a go wide deck with 1/1s.
Yeah, and 3/3s, and if you got Hardened Scales and you can make your guys 6/6, that's cool. But I don't want to play this when you don't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not good when you draw 3. We have Harmonize. Harmonize is just in this deck.
We have Harmonize.
That's efficient.
We also have Shamanic Revelation.
Yeah, Shamanic Revelation is what you want. You want to draw for all the dudes, maybe gain some life incidentally.
We had a Dawn of Hope.
That's the Heliod replacement.
That's the other replacement. You can pay 4 and make a 1/1 token with lifelink. Whenever you gain life, which there's not too many ways to do, but these lifelink tokens do it. Mm-hmm. Whenever you gain life, you can
pay 2.
Pay 2 and draw a card. Cool card.
Just efficient. I like this. It's a mana sink, and sometimes you're going to draw some cards.
This deck has a lot of mana sink. So speaking of mana sinks,
Yes.
we added a cool one here.
Last but not least,
Wilderness Reclamation.
new set All-Star. It's getting a ton of hype, and I don't know how good it is in EDH, but we're trying it out here. It's budget. What's it called? Seedborn Muse. Yeah,
Seedborn
that
Muse.
one.
But the thing is, you're not going to get as much mana out of it, but you're going to get a one-time use at least, and this is harder to remove.
Yeah, it's harder to kill. It's cheaper. You always get to trigger it, pretty much, right?
Yeah, unless they're killing it on your second main phase.
Yeah, they had kill in your second main phase. And it's like not nearly as threatening as Seedborn Muse. But it lets you use all your mana sinks. If you have 8 mana, okay, spend 4 of it, get a 1/1 or make 4 1/1s, whatever. Then you just get to untap. And now you're holding up March of the Multitudes, you're holding up Secure the Waste, you're holding up any Sunforger cards, you're holding up Marath abilities.
You can also do cute things on your end step if you want to do like a big Secure the Waste. Not that this is the best time to do a Secure the Waste, but you can do a big, like say...
You can float mana with the
mana
trigger on the stack.
Untap to the trigger.
And then float before the mana empties to get a boosted mana if you're trying to put a bunch of counters on Marath with hard skills or something. Corner case, but it's relevant for you. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. So overall, this deck is pretty cool.
I've never built a token deck.
Yeah, we really had to look into it.
It's a weak archetype in terms of like it's like on the lower tier.
Maybe. I've also never played a token archetype, but we really had to look for cards. A lot of these cards, we felt like we didn't want to make the big tokens.
No.
I feel like the deck that wants to make the big tokens is Chistani. I feel like if you're going...
Chistani can handle the big token.
I feel like if you're making big tokens and that's your goal, you're going Chistani.
Yeah.
Rather than this card.
But I don't like it a lot because obviously you can't just end a turn make 6/6 worms with trample. You gotta settle for 1/1s, and we'll take it because it doesn't in this deck. It doesn't matter what the size is. It's just gonna be huge.
Yeah. You also have Skull Clamp. Don't forget that.
Yeah. I will play Skull Clamp any chance I get.
So if you enjoyed this video, you can hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and what else can you do? Leave a comment below.
Leave a comment below. Check out our Patreon if you really like us and you really want to support us. If I were a fan, I think I would check out our Patreon. We seem pretty cool.
Oh.
We're plucky.
We are plucky. Special thanks to our 3 patrons, Dustin St. Wright, Joseph Van Beetrue, and Tyler Bunn.
Our 3 favorite people in the entire world.
In the entire universe.
They're really close to our hearts.
Probably in the multiverse, actually.
You know, yeah, let's just expand it to that.
Yeah.
Any conceivable reality.
Yes, you are our favorite 3 people in any conceivable reality. Even the conceivable reality where there is an exact copy of you, but you donated more. We don't care about that.
We don't
You're better.
We're not sellouts. But that is the video. Let us know what you think. We'll see you in the next video. And we still don't have a send-off.
We still don't have a send-off.
So you're going to have to settle for like this.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.